The Marzipan Cafe had always seemed like a strange place. It stood off Highway 47 like it had been nailed into the ground, an old building smothered in moss, with a peeling sign no one had bothered to change since the late 80s. But the coffee there was divine. People swore the secret was the cinnamon syrup that the owner, Madame Safina, made by hand. Children avoided the cafe. They said something lived in the basement, that at night, behind the building, a ballerina with a cracked teacup for a head would dance. And one October day in 1993, high school senior Katie Miller walked in alone. That was the last time anyone in town ever saw her. Katie was the kind of girl who didn't fear rumors. She laughed at schoolyard legends. Hot Cup, as the story later became known in the town archives, started with her mocking what she called kindergarten ghost stories. She pushed open the cafe door, and the little bell above it rang dull and wrong, like it wasn't made of metal at all. Inside, it smelled of cinnamon, cloves, and something else. Something off, like old attic dust, stirred into the brew. In the corner stood Madame Safina, hair white as a thundercloud, eyes the color of stale tea. "You alone?" she asked without moving her lips. Katie nodded. She meant to order a latte, but the words caught in her throat when she saw the strange ballerina figurine on display. The ballerina, rusty, as if carved from wood that had survived a fire. But her head was a teacup, cracked, steam curling from the top. "That's a doll," Safina said. "Local art." But the doll's eyes were watching. And when Katie blinked, the figurine's pose had changed ever so slightly. Safina handed her a cup of coffee. Katie noticed the cup looked exactly like the doll's head. She took a sip, and cold snapped through her body like broken glass. Her eyes watered, and her skull throbbed. "What is this?" "Tradition," Safina replied. "You've tasted the ballet of eternity." The room darkened for a moment. When she came to, the doll was closer, standing in the center of the cafe. Ballet pose, heels together, arms curved, fingers too long, like tree branches, eyes porcelain white. On its lips, the faintest hint of a grin. The next day, Katie didn't show up at school. Her parents called the police, searched the town. The only clue was a single cup left on the doorstep, cracked, with coffee residue and 3 strands of hair twisted in a spiral. A ballet ribbon was tied to the handle, and the Marzipan Cafe had closed. The sign was gone. But at night, if someone drove along Highway 47, they sometimes saw a shadow dancing at the cafe's door. A figure with a teacup for a head, in a faded tutu. In its hands, something sharp, maybe a shard of porcelain.